Hey, and welcome back. We're going to play a quick round on my one, and the good news is that I won't have to take very long with this one because I kind of know what's on this one. So we're going to go, I have no specific conditions, but we'll go medium, and I can't remember which winds were good. Let's go southwest, why not? Everything else default, we'll play pin 1, just why not? Funny story. We actually have I need to publish it, but I have a YouTube video of Rory playtesting this course, which was adorable. Right, so yeah, this one. So I drew Petty's plot. I kind of let other people say what they wanted to do, and we had 2 left over for 2 of us who didn't really mind. But this would have been one of my top 2. I think I loved this one. I loved Rhino's one in particular. Also, Dan's really spoke to me as well, but I knew other people wanted that one. So yeah, this one was really fun until I realised that I was going to have to do a lot with long views, and the game doesn't do that so well. Petty wanted you to have holes in 5 different areas. So we have, it's just a village area name. So we had 2 on here. No, that's just the console ones. This was a plot designed by someone else. So there were 2 down here, 2 here. We had 2 over there. Those were those 3 areas. Then 2 up by the little lake down there, and then 2 up here. If you used this stupid tree that he planted, then you had to make that kind of integrate with a hole somehow and like make it interesting. He wanted amenities, so we've got some horses, some very budget cabins because the meter was fucked, a very cool clubhouse because I wanted to spend the meter on that, cars in the parking lot because you get disqualified from contests if you don't have them, and we made a skeet shooting range, which was interesting. And other than that, it's just lots of long views, and I wanted to go for that. It was supposedly in the Rockies, and I wanted to keep it open. Toyed with a different planting look, but kind of love the fall in Colorado and like the yellow trees. I wanted it planted more densely originally, but meters just do not allow for that. And I've been super efficient with the meter on this. Like we hit 100% a good 80-90 times. So yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to do was just make it a relatively fun course to play and not too difficult, because Seamount's currently experiencing the joys of that one on Elite. So yeah, it should be playable. You don't have to play near every hazard, and you'll still have shots, etc. So yeah, and you can kind of point and shoot. So first one, there's a little speed slot. If you take that bunker on, you get further down. Oh, and we had to have a path 3 highlighting the stupid wolf rock. I believe that's the name for the thing. I think this pin's in a little bowl, so we can maybe chuck it just a touch past it, and it comes back a little. Howling Wolf Rock, that's the one. Sorry, Stupid Wolf Rock was our pet name for it. Oh, terrible, but yeah. So yeah, that's the first hole. First hole is kind of get you away, and there was a really nice green site. So very little land was moved, generally. I think for this one it was originally 5 sculpts for the whole hole up until the green. And then I just did a little bit of softening this mound. But that was about it. This green site is probably one of my favourites I've designed in a long time. It was kind of just there, but loved how it sat in there. Wolf Rock is a legit name. Yeah, Stupid Wolf Rock. No, I don't want to do this. Don't fall into your trap. So I was like, it's kind of trying to tempt you to drive way down, but then you've got to pitch into this pin, and I would just always rather have a full wedge into that tier personally. And I don't tend to do tons with tiers. I think they play kind of one-dimensional, but I do think for a pitch shot, like that's a little bit of a nightmare shot. No, you won't. He'll make it. Actually, I changed hole 7. He wouldn't have made it past hole 6. because hole 7 was originally a nasty little drivable par 4, but it got a late change. Yeah, maybe we do. 3, you get a skyline drive, but very friendly fairway. Further left you are, the more it opens up the green, and the green is front to back. So it kind of... Okay, so we'll see it from the more entertaining side. So you just get funneled down towards this part. So it's kind of flat, but you've got less of the green to work with. You're hitting more across those slopes rather than down them, which runs the ball towards. So we have to be just a bit more precise. And I think... yeah, wind into makes this tough. That could be good. Depends how hard it lands, but yeah, just landed really soft. Because otherwise, if that goes just a little more, it just carries on. But yeah, I think one of my bigger sculpts, I didn't make very many big sculpts, but I knocked down about 10 feet this way because it was all hiding this view, and then just planted that. I thought this was a nice kind of, I don't know, place on the plot to show off those big views. Anyway, par there. I do think it's one of my more scoreable courses, but there's enough, like, I don't know, there's enough in there to trap you if you're not careful or like thinking, or you take on just a bit too much. So like here, diagonal bunkers, etc. Bailed on the tee shot, going in the bunker. Shame, because I really like approaching this par 5. I think up to here, and then we can get the angle a little bit more. There's much less reaction on the stream, understandably, from me. I mean, I don't really have... I kind of know what I'm saying. But yeah, this one teases the wolf rock thing just a little bit more, so you see it coming up. That's going to be just fine. And I tried as much as I can to put in a load of helping slopes on these greens. Like, they may not be huge backstops, but there's hopefully enough there that turn good shots into really good shots. Average into good was the plan anyway. So 5 with our signature par 3, supposedly with the silly wolf rock. Pin 1's a nice one, so just tucked in here. I think it just makes you want to have to take on those bunkers a little more. Oh, slow is not what we needed there. Yeah, that's a pretty bad miss. As long as it gets over that, we're okay, I think. Oh. Tell you what, the large breaking putts have been going really well the last couple of nights. So now you get a bit of a string of par 4s. Like, the front 9 just ended up being lots of par 4s, and I probably would never have planned that. I just kind of kept tweaking and finding, like, these were the holes that I could find. 3 wood down this side, so 6 you just get very open and kind of go not quite anywhere, but you've got a lot of choices as to where you play. I think the further left you go, the more you get around that front little mound. Well, it does mean we are not great with the old pitching wedge flop. Is that going to take 10 yards off it? Guess we'll find out. Oh, and then some. Go on, spin back up the slope. That makes sense. Love the little cinematic shots. They look great. And it's because it gives you a slightly different camera focus or something along those lines. I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to about this contest is I don't really care about my team winning. Like, it would be fun, maybe, and I think they deserve to do well because they put a lot of time and effort in. But like, that's not what I'm looking forward to. What I'm really looking forward to is seeing how everyone else takes on all of these plots. So where do different people who took this same plot, where do they go with that? 7 was the very last one we had. So originally it was like a drivable par 4 out to here, and it just didn't fit. Like, it was a good hole in isolation, but it just did not work with the rest of them. Whereas this one, once everything was planted, it kind of came together. I really like it now. My team is me, obviously, Skinny Post, Maref, Granger, Dr. Jones is our console dude, and then Axel. So we've got quite a lot of experience, I would say. Go on, get over that little hump, and then feed on down. There's a shot. Yeah, I think so. And they've been building some good stuff. So I don't know. We don't really have a plan as to who's. I know some teams have come up with this detailed, like, who's going to release when. We don't really have that. It's just whenever you're ready. 8 was one I kept redoing. It originally was kind of doing a Redan thing, and then it wasn't, and I didn't really like that because it was too short to make that work. And then I just ended up messing with the front of the green and found this kind of big mound thing leading into that false front on the side, and then this the big mound behind this pin was always there. I was trying to build it off that as you hit into that, and then you can run back to the back left by doing that, but it never really quite worked out for that length. Who's carrying Matty? Matty has... I don't know who Matty has. He's got Saucy, which probably helps. Dreadful shot. Who else does Matty have? I really forget. I don't know. I don't really remember who is on which team. I think he's got Charlie, Finley. There's probably some others I'm blanking on. There will be. Heisenberg, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then 9 is where I think the course kind of really takes off, because you get round the kind of land away from the bluffs and work towards those. So here you could go... Oh yeah, Honey Badger's already published, so his is out. So you can like hug the high line, and you get a bit more of a kind of high view in, whereas if you play down, you end up looking over those bunkers, and it's very much no idea where the bottom of the flag is, which in this game doesn't really matter, but I kind of like it as a concept. I also have so much fun doing these bunkers. Like, they're almost Core and Crenshaw style of just like little dug-in ones. I think look really cool. Up and over, nowhere near the hole. It's fine, we'll two-putt. And yeah, you get that big reveal as to where you're going for the first time on 9, and you start seeing the holes laid out in front of you, which again, I kind of like. 10, your little centre line that you were just trying to avoid, and long par 5, so you kind of want to take it on, but the fairway cuts in a bit there. It's just, I kind of feel it's one of those tee shots you have to go for, but you have to be really precise with. It's like, there we go. And now we're through. And then suddenly we've got a chance at actually getting home in 2. But a little bit of a runoff, which could take you into that bunker. I think there. It's really threw itself right off that. Oof, got lucky. And yeah, this I think is another one of those green sites I really liked. It's just simple and low profile, but gets really good views around. And you start looking over that way as well. I originally had a hole tucked up against this ridge and coming all the way over the top. And again, it just didn't, yeah, exactly, just how we planned it. It just didn't really fit. Like, what I loved about this routing, and I genuinely think it's probably the best routing I've ever done, is that it kind of tacked around things lightly, and it was just all the stuff that was there, but it didn't go crazy with it. It just felt like a sensible way around the land, and still kind of got to a lot of the high points that I wanted and crescendoed where I wanted it to. So then back 9, you start with 11, which looks over this little ravine. All of this was here. Like, he put all those rocks down and things. It's just like, well, this was the first hole I found, and I was like, whatever happens on this plot, I am definitely having this. I think it works out pretty nicely. Oh, we've gone way too far. And I like that the clubhouse also shows from a load of places across the plot. I wonder. Yeah, I could try and put it up there, but it's not worth it. Oh, it looked good for a long period of time and then just didn't. Still 5 unders, pretty solid, and I don't feel I'm playing very well. So I do think this will end up working quite nicely, I hope, for promos. Okay, then you get to 12, and 12 is the one that there's a load of interesting options and great views from this fairway that nobody's ever going to take because everyone's going to try and drive it, no matter how stupid the green might be. And what was fun was playtesting like putts from the back of the green down to this pin, because you can get them to stop here, but you have to take some really wild lines. You also can get the ball ending up close to this pin off the drive, but I don't believe I can do it. At least not now. That one's going in the bunker, I think. Unless it gets a really hard kick. Ooh. Well, now. I did originally, actually, and it was one of the suggestions from the team was to get rid of it. I toyed with it, but we really liked it. I know, right? That came out of nowhere. And like, even then, everyone's going to take driver. Yeah, well, I guess it shows it's doable. I playtested actually sending it further left and it came round. That was the one that I thought wouldn't. I kind of hoped it would, but I didn't think it would. Right, 13. 13 is the picture perfect par 3, which is our published picture. It's just like this little shot, which I really like. This was one that was, I don't know when I found this, but I found it relatively late on, and then suddenly was like, well, I've got to have that par 3, because originally we were playing par 4 around here, somewhere up to here, and like all of this was trees. There's a little bit of that, but like a more grown-up version of it. It's not the best par 3 on the course, but it is the most picturesque. Righty. Yeah, slow is fine. I just do not want to be fast at that. Oh no, I just wanted to get it. Damn it. Well, we had the eagle. I guess we've had our fun. Boo. Back to 6. Okay, 14 takes us over, like, probably gets the best view on the course. I love how this hole presents, and just like, it's very, very simple. I kind of liked that, because normally I'd be tempted to put bunkers in lots of places, and just liked this one doing not very much, and just being here's your shot, you hit over there and you pick your line. And the further left you go, the shorter the shot in, but it's an uncluttered green site. I kind of just wanted this one to be really simple. That's really, oh, another horrible slow out of nowhere. Didn't feel slow. But yeah, that's all this one really was. And then it's tiny little plateau back that makes you really kind of want to push it that little bit further. But if you go over the back of it, then that's challenging. There's some interesting slopes that can feed you to both left and right wings of this. So like the greens, I think, have quite a lot to them when you start looking at them, how you can move the ball different places. I certainly had a lot of fun playtesting them. 15's a cool par 5. Again, not a huge amount going on in the fairway. It's just kind of stripped back. But you hit up onto here and then you get this cool view looking down over there. Pin 1 is a challenge. You can get it close, but it requires you to take on quite a lot. And I probably want it to be a bit further left. But we'll see how it goes. That's gone too far left. Grab. But yeah, I mean, certainly an easy par 5 to make a birdie on. I don't think it's going to be particularly challenging. There are some places you don't want to end up, but it's not trying to make you bogey anything. 16, back right pin, looks the scariest, probably the easiest. Everything funnels pretty much towards there. Which hopefully will show you if the wind kicks in. Should be. So yeah, just land it anywhere central and yeah, easy. That one we did play test. We hit that one the way we wanted to. Then we get 17, which was this one I really liked when it came together, and it was one that just like the moment I found this one I was like, okay, that's probably the hardest part of land negotiating because there's not much here. There was a little dip in here, and this one went through so many different ideas. It was a par 5 for a while, then it was par 4, then it was doing different things, and it was playing from different points, and it was occasionally playing this way, and yeah, it did loads. But I liked the idea that you never wanted to be in this dip, and you didn't want to be taking on that little false front of the green. So I think for me, it's always been like you hit 3-wood and you stay somewhere up here. You don't run all the way down. Try to keep a full wedge in as much as you can. Wasn't a great swing. And you try not to be above the hole, which we are a little, but basically all the trouble's at the front of the green and it wants you to challenge that. And you get a cool last little look over the plot. But I also like with this one that it was kind of halfway up the hill, because we hadn't done that yet. Done base of hill, particularly in this little kind of hilly ridge that came across the plot. And then 18 is just get us home, and it all's just like everything is there. Hit a good tee shot, which I don't do a ton on 18th holes anyway. Right. And then this one all feeds in from this side, so I'll try and play it as I would like it to go. So playing a little out this side, feeds on, rolls around. It's nice when you can actually hit the shots for a change. And there we go. So yeah, that's casual 9 under on 3 Mile Creek, which doesn't have a creek. Shout out to Skinny Post for all of his help with the clubhouse, which looks so good, thanks to him. But yeah, that's my one. I had a load of fun building it and a load of pain building it with all of the object rendering and trying to get that look right. And I think I've done as best I could do. So yeah, hopefully people enjoy it. It's a nice, friendly course.